German, there are certain common greetings which are used all along. So when you meet somebody, you would offer to wish the person first. So the first wish that we have here is Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen is a Begrüßung, that is, it is a greeting. So singular is greeting, plural is greetings. Okay, so singular is Begrüßung, plural is Begrüßungen. That's, as you can see, it's written here. So the first and the most basic greeting we start with is Guten Morgen, which means good morning. So when you meet somebody in the morning, the way to open the conversation is by saying Guten Morgen. Now, if you observe the pronunciation of air, the pronunciation of air in Deutsch is really subtle. So the pronunciation is Guten Morgen. I'll repeat it once more. Guten Morgen. The next wish or the next greeting that we have is Guten Tag, which is good day. Now, usually when we use good day in English, it's more like a closing conversation. That is, I end a conversation by saying good day. In German, however, Guten Tag or good day is an opening conversation. That is, when I meet you in a time after the morning, we will use the wish Guten Tag. Remember one thing, there is no concept of wishing good afternoon in German. So if it is not morning, the wish that you have is Guten Tag. The third wish that we go on to is Guten Abend. Abend means evening. So when you are wishing somebody a good evening, you say Guten Abend. I'll repeat the three pronunciations once more. Guten Morgen, Guten Tag, Guten Abend. After Guten Morgen, Guten Tag and Guten Abend comes Gute Nacht, that is good night. So good night, as we all know, is a closing wish. When you're wishing somebody a good night, you use Gute Nacht. Look at the pronunciation once more. It is Gute Nacht. And after Gute Nacht, we have one more wish, which is Guten Appetit. Guten Appetit is used when you're wishing somebody a very nice or a very pleasant meal, something like Bon Appetit. So the Bon Appetit in Deutsch, in German, is Guten Appetit. So these are the basic wishes that we have as opening and closing of conversations. So now we will be looking at the days in German. Okay, so days of the week in German are called as Tage. Okay, I'll repeat it, Tage. Okay, so we have 7 days of the week, as you all can see. We start with Montag, which is Monday, Dienstag, which is Tuesday, Mittwoch, which is Wednesday, Donnerstag, which is Thursday, Freitag, which is Friday, Samstag, which is Saturday, and Sonntag, which is Sunday. I'll first repeat it. Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag, Freitag, Samstag, Sonntag. Now let's take a look at the pronunciations of each of these. So first let's start with Montag. If you can see, the spelling has O and single N. So the pronunciation here is short. It is Montag. The next peculiar pronunciation that we must observe is the pronunciation of Mittwoch. So if you see the sound here, O se ha, that is O-C-H, becomes K. So the sound here is Mittwoch. Next, we move on to Donnerstag. Now here we have O-N double N. So the pronunciation is slightly stretched out. Okay, so the pronunciation is Donnerstag. Okay, if you compare it with Montag, which is O-N single N, the pronunciation is Montag. But if you look at the pronunciation of Donnerstag, it is a little stretched. So that is Donnerstag. Then the next pronunciation that we take a look at is the pronunciation of SA and SO, which is SA und SO as in Samstag and Sonntag. So Samstag, if you notice, the pronunciation of SA becomes Z. So it is Samstag. And similarly, the pronunciation of SO becomes Z, which is Sonntag. So it is not S, it is Z. Okay. Another pronunciation here in Sonntag is again that extended O and double N. So like Donnerstag, the pronunciation of Sonntag is also a little bit stretched. Okay, so Donnerstag, Sonntag. Okay, so we'll do one final repetition of all the days. Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag, Freitag, Samstag, Sonntag. Now, after having learned the days of the week in German, let's come to the months. Months are called as Monate. I'll repeat it once more. Monate. Okay. So, as you can see, we have all the 12 months listed here. So, we start with Januar, which is January. Februar, which is February. März, which is March. April, which is April. Mai, that is May. Juni, that is June. Juli, that is July. August, which is August. September, which is September. October, which is October. November, which is November. Und Dezember, which is December. I'll repeat it. Januar, Februar, März. Now, if you take a look at März, we have the umlaut here. So, the sound of A, which makes it März. April, Mai, Juni. Since J in Deutsch is J, the sound of both these months will have here. Also, the sound of Januar. So, Januar, Juni, Juli. August, September, October, November and Dezember.